Ladies and gentlemen, it's once again time for the weekly 10-box box view, providing you with my top best games of the thousands of projects who will be launched weekly on Kickstarter.com. All projects featured in today's video can be found in the description, in case you're here for just a specific one or want to skip onwards. First feature project of today is the game called Directorate, produced by Corbbox, who are most famous for his iOS games, and this game is going to go the same way. So what is it? It's an upcoming online real-life spy game. Not sure if some kind of a genre like this exists already, and it actually really has a weird gameplay. So what it is, in this game there exist two types of characters you can be: a field agent and a mission control guy. As a field agent, you get orders by the mission control to, let's say, place bombs somewhere or kill somebody, stuff like that. And the mission control guy, well, he coordinates all this kind of stuff. Now, speaking of the tricky part, this is not going to be played online. This is going to be in real life. So if you happen to be a field agent, on your iOS, on your iPhone, you will receive the order to go somewhere and place something. Of course, you don't have to do that literally. You just have to go then to this place and go back to your iPhone and say, okay, I've placed it, while the mission control guy coordinates those kind of stuff. It really is that weird. I mean, you're actually going to play this game in real life, giving orders by a guy you actually don't know, who is also, again, a real person. Of course, the range where you have to go is limited by what you enter in the system, so you don't have to travel all over the place to go somewhere. So if you just say, if you live in your village and you just want to make there your missions, you can restrict it in that specific way. Which therefore makes this game really good is it actually tries to connect for the first time an online game with real life elements. I can't come up with something like that besides of the original Pathfinder RPGs who are already around. Besides of that, I mean, you actually can become and live your dream. I mean, everybody who has already watched at least one James Bond video, especially the older ones. Why did I just say video? I mean a movie, of course. And it really goes that way. The problems I do have with this project is, first of all, it's iOS driven. I mean, I don't have an iPhone, neither an iPad, nor any iOS driven device whatsoever. I got my PS Vita, that's all what I need. Also, I don't think that this game will have any chance at smaller places. I mean, they've told that then AI elements will take over the specific options who are actually reserved for real life players. Man, that was an awkward sentence. But I'm not sure how that's going to work out. Especially, I'm also not sure how this is going to work besides outside of the US, or let's say the UK. I mean, this is basically a game for English players. So, I mean, I live here in Switzerland, so it's basically for me really easy. I mean, in 1 hour I'm in the next bigger city where I can do a lot of this game. And actually, I wouldn't also have a really that big problem to get to the next city. I mean, with all our systems we have here ongoing, public transports, and it's also rather cheap, I would say. Okay, it's on one side it's really expensive, but I think I could easily play this game without any greater editors. Besides, let's say if you all happen to live in Canada, I'm not sure, but if it's, I have never been to it, but it's commonly told that if you live in Canada, the next big city is 3 hours away. So if you have to happen to end in a, let's say, in a small village, you probably won't enjoy this game as much as somebody who lives in bigger cities. So I could totally see if you'll have to happen to live in a huge city, New York, whatever, and I think there's the chance that a huge player base is going to be gathered. This game is going to make a lots of fun. What I probably also should mention is actually whole setup behind this, why you are actually being an agent, and it's basically based around the Cold War again. So it's the second Cold War, which is there for fight within the internet. So you can either side for the West or for the East, and then fight your battles for this specific kind of government. Coming to the rewards, they are not shabby whatsoever. You really tend to get some nice stuff. After you go above the $60 ones, you also start to get physical ones, while the first one is a pen who has been featured in the Kickstarter promotion video. Everything above are include t-shirts or other really in-game benefits. So even the rewards before, they give you, well, in-game benefits like a silenced pistol or early beta access, for example. They are looking for a total amount of US dollars, 235,000, have so far rose 4,652. It's still 26 days to go for 140 bakers. So they're still far away of their goal, and to be honest, I'm not sure if they're actually going to succeed, because it's really based on a huge community base. Otherwise it's going to be failed. So that's me done for this project. Let's go on with the next one. For my next big project, I have to provide you again with a word of warning. If you're not a fan of animes whatsoever, skip onwards to the next project. Go down the description, click on the little number next to the upcoming project, please. Good, everybody else, let's open the stage for Crisis Hot Brawlers Clash at Otakon. This is a game produced by Studio Nazu, who has just games who are still in production, so I actually can provide you any references, who have teamed up with a convention, an anime convention, and they're going to make a game, a 2D side-scroller brawler game. I mean, hell, can you be any crazier whatsoever? So what is this game? It's basically you're going to play famous characters out of this Otakon, so like the mascots and other guys. I have never ever heard of it, because I never had the chance to actually attend the Otakon. I mean, I live in Switzerland, I've tried it several times to get a hold of it, but I failed horribly whatsoever. I mean, as a brawler game, it comes with everything what you need. It will have various kind of weapons, it also has skill systems, boss fights. There's just this that it's completely anime themed, and if you're not happy with that one, well, this game is going to be nothing for you whatsoever. I mean, how crazy can you actually be creating a game for a convention? I'm not sure if I ever seen something like this, but I mean, Kickstarter is really a place for those kind of weird or crazy games. What does me concern about this game is, I mean, it's fairly restricted to the customers base. I mean, who the hell is going to buy these games? Probably people who are going to attend the Otakon. Well, the last figures showed that this would be about 95,000 customers. And if all are going to buy the game, well, I stand it's going to be succeed. But all of the rest, I mean, it's going to be anime themed, but basically people can nothing to do anything with the characters. I mean, if they're going to be placed in-game jokes of some sort who are connected to the Otakon, well, players who have never attended the Otakon will feel closed out, and that's something horrible what you can do. Making in-game jokes, you're going to close other people out. That's very, very a bad idea. I know they're going to make other references to animes whatsoever, but I'm not sure they're going to go out. Also to internet memes. So I probably guess that this over 9,000 will be for sure an in-game joke. So hey, why not? Besides of that, even I'm not going to know the characters. I probably go and buy this game, cause anime themed is always a good thing, at least for me. Just about does me concern though. Nasu Games, Studio Nasu, sorry, is not really famous for its games whatsoever. I've checked their page and it seems to look like everything what they produce are still in production. What they have developed. What an awkward sentence. Failing today, horrible. That does concern me, and especially when Westerns try to make Japanese-styled games, they tend to fail, as I figured out. They probably overdo it completely with the effects. That's for some kind of... So they just overdo it completely with the whole anime theme whatsoever. Okay, here in the background is the Otakon, so they have better references than many other game developers who have tried and to create a Japanese-styled game whatsoever. So I think they're going to do it good. Not perfect, but I guess good. So certainly it's a look worthwhile. I can't really be mad about the rewards. There are some very nice and good shiny ones, especially if you have the chance to attend the Otakon 2013 as well, if this project is going to be funded, what mainly does look like it. They are looking for a total of 20,000 US dollars, have so far rose 10,904. It's still 13 days to go with 164 bakers. So that's me done for the second project. Let's go on with the third one. Third project of today is an upcoming MMORPG once again. They really tend to bloom on Kickstarter, no clue why. But well, let's give it a shot. It's so-called SideQuest, produced by Fractal Entertainment, which, as I'm concerned, have brought you absolutely nothing whatsoever. There's a team behind it, and they want to bring up a new kind of game experience. Well, for the first fact, it looks for me like Elsewhere, but that's another story. It's going to be a side-scroller RPG with in total 5 classes, like the usual one: Mage, Archer, Knight, Damage Dealer, all that kind of stuff, Healer. And it also includes a mini game called Card Slayers. But for me, what makes this game interesting as a free-to-play title is it's going to have a single-player campaign, which you can actually play just for yourself. Which then brings me again to the idea, why do they even make an MMORPG? I mean, I would love to see a game like this in just a single-player perspective, but now they're going to make an MMORPG out of it. Well, hell, it could be worse. What I like about the game, they have actually hired Japanese artists. Well, if that's not really a big deal, it does have their influence in some ways, and I do like the art. And due to the art, I can say it looks like lots of fun. I probably could hop in. The problem really is what I have with SideQuest though. How long is going to hold that? I mean, we're talking here about, again, another MMORPG, another MMORPG who's free to play, who are so many out there already. Which definitely leads again to the cash shop. How much power can you buy from it? Because successful MMORPGs tend to have a cash shop where you can buy power. At least the smaller ones, as far as I can tell. That's actually the most part what concerns me. Out of the rest, it does have to seem another nice kind of comedy within it. I mean, they obviously don't take themselves really that serious, and if they can include this within the game, it's going to make it even more fun. That's what I can tell. Out of the game story, well, it's not really much revealed. If I'm not sure, there's just basically telling more about the game itself. But I mean, if it's going to make fun, I like the art, then hell, why not? They actually already support hats, as far as I can tell. Rabbit ears. Oh, good lord. Speaking of the rewards, well, we're talking about an MMORPG, so you basically gain power with those rewards. As much as has to be shown, because most of the rewards actually offer you in-game currency money, which you later can spend, I'm not sure, either in the in-game store, or even well, in the auction house. If something like this happened to happen. It's coming, sorry. The rest of the rewards really nice. I mean, it's also the chance that you can become an NPC, which I actually tend to do it. They are looking for only $10,000 US, have so far rose 51200, that's it, 512, there we go. Still 26 days to go and 17 bakers so far. And I really tend to bake for this project as well as Otakon. We'll still have to think of it. I mean, the project ends in October, short after it. I mean, they have a lot of other projects a chance to come up in October, so rather not sure if I'm going to bake for it. But let's go on with the next project. That was SideQuest, by the way. I hope I mentioned it. Let's go on with the next project. Last project for today is an upcoming adventure game, Homestuck. And I am not sure how I should explain you this game whatsoever. It is really... it's not weird, it's special. Watch the Kickstarter video they've made. For the first time, I'm really happy, because it obviously tells you nothing about the game itself. It tells you about the whole Homestuck world itself. If you have never ever heard of Homestuck, like myself, shame on us all, shame on us. Homestuck is really something great. It's actually, Homestuck, what it is for now, is a comic who's on the internet, and some kind of visual novel, if I want to be honest. Some sorts of it, because you have a text and you have an animated, some kind screen page. And it's really good made. It's full of jokes. It has a very nice style of comedy within it, and I really can see why they want to make an adventure game out of it. Cause it is a game. This game is supposed to be an adventure, not only this comic, visual novel kind of thing it is right now, and it actually succeeds like hell. I really just can't tell you really much about the whole Homestuck because it's really complicated. In fact, you really have to go into it. You have to go to read the pages. You have to go to the page which tells you what is Homestuck about. I just can tell you it's something really great, and explaining it to you, I would make so much faults in it, and it's just mind-boggling me. I'm scared of actually telling you something about it anyway, about the project itself. Just besides, it's just going to be absolutely great. Besides of that, and I have to say the community reacts perfect on it. They are looking for $700,000 right, for an adventure game, Homestuck. Something absolutely crazy. They've rose so far 921,521. God, lots of 21s, and have 10,477 bakers, and it's still 25 days to go. God, is that a huge community around there, and who actually supports the game, and I can completely understand it. If you are into comedy kind of style, and for the first time it's not animation whatsoever, it's really, nerd comedy is also the wrong word. I have no clue how I should explain this to you. It's comedy on a high level, who makes lots of jokes about itself, and let's say the game community in general also. Oh god, just had a good market. So I really can say, if you are in the kind of comedy, and if they actually can bring this into the adventure game, hell, I start to love adventure games, because actually I never have been a huge fan of it. But okay, to be honest, I've never played Monkey Island. I'm so sorry. Now it's out. Already expecting hated comments. But anyway, probably should play it, and Homestuck is going to go a great adventure way as well. Speaking of the rewards, nothing to complain there whatsoever. There are just already some stuff sold out. There's been a $105 pledge. 1,000 bakers could bake for it. It's sold out. So they've made another for 105. Again, a limit of 1,000, and already again 170 bakers. And not even speaking of the really high ones. There has been one for $255. 600 bakers sold out. It's just really surprised me. Even of the $405 one, there are already 657 bakers. Come on, are you kidding me? God crying. We have even someone at 5,000 and also at 10,000. It's got something massive is ongoing there. I obviously can see it. If you're not into yet to Homestuck, I highly can recommend it. Go for it. This is something of the weird freaking best shit. Sorry, no. I know what it is. It's just fantastic in every perspective. Just besides of the story, of the humor is in it, of the art style of the game itself, if it can contain it, if it can bring that into the game, it's going to be amazing. Stuff that doesn't concern is actually people who are not familiar with the comic like me before. I have actually spent now a week reading every time a bit through the comic, and I can understand it. How it's going to be, and, well, just give it a try. Try and go to that kind of comedy. And well, that's me done for this week. Please expect more for the coming up week. I also try to bring out finally a box view video another time of an RPG I've baked, but they keep making updates and I have to keep recording it new. But I start to just give a damn about it. Also, I've pledged for Chivalry Medieval Warfare for the $250 pledge, so expect there as soon as it's coming out for beta case to be given away on our channel. That's me done. Corbbox of the 3rd Gaming Division over and out.